Good morning once again, Excellencies, Generals, Directors and Executive Directors, all protocols observed. So in this report that is going to be presented, it is put very early on about the role of children in society. The reality is that all men and women in uniform, especially the military, are trained to kill when deployed in peace support operations, and I hope that is the narrative, or deployed in peacekeeping, to be able to use their skills in killing to protect vulnerable populations, especially children. In the document, I've at least seen the word protocol. One of the protocols could be positive identification, to inculcate in the soldier that, yes, your purpose is to kill the enemy there. But in modern conflict, intrastate, the actors do not respect international norms and therefore recruit children. Once again, thanks to the organizers, especially my friend and brother, Francis Onditi, for inviting APSTA, not me, to be part of this process. I wish to assure you that APSTA will be willing and ready to work with SCI because we're working towards a common objective. And I look forward to further interactions because I'm also here to learn at the end of the day. Thank you, Excellencies. Thank you, Generals, Directors, all protocols observed. Thanks a lot.
On behalf of Save the Children, then, I am privileged to welcome you all to Nairobi and to the launch of the assessment report. So Save the Children have been a pioneer in training security and defence forces since 1998, on child protection specifically, and during this time have built the capacity of approximately 100,000 troops within our regions. This report is the first in its kind for Save the Children in presenting behavioural change within security and defence forces and capturing the voices of those previously trained through recommendations generated from focus group discussions. So I do hope that this will not only be information, this will not only be a report that is read, maybe even just executive summary, but this will be a report that will speak of evidence of change behaviour. Thank you.
What problems do you consider to be the most difficult to overcome relating to children in armed conflict? And why? In what ways could training for service personnel be better used to address the problems? I would like these questions to be for all of us.
It is rather easy to step on the plane in Addis, to go to Nairobi. It takes about 1.5 hours to fly. Some wants to fly in business class. That's also a problem. And then to come here. It's easy, it's comfortable, and we are, discussing the same issues over and over and over again. But to go out in the field and start applying what we have been studying, assessing, etc., that's very, very difficult. But the thing is, how can we go from the classroom, from the conference halls, into the field and start making use of all the knowledge that everyone has?
Issues of procurement of huge arms in our countries when we are at peace. That is a problem. So the issue is, can we have a vision or future for African countries so that we don't procure these arms unnecessarily, so that when we know we are going to have conflict or violence, the arms are easily accessible. I want to end by saying the lesser arms we have, the lesser conflict we'll have in Africa. Thank you.
Some of these programs are funded with donor funds. The same donors fund the same programs. You see, so you write a proposal, I write a proposal, the other person writes to the same donor. So there is competition to access funding. The core funding should not be allowed to come from outside. If it does, then you lose your own what? Your own ownership. And you can't dictate the pace of where you want to go.
We cannot harmonize any form of training, including child protection, by individual regional approaches, because invariably the mandate will come from the African Union, albeit that some regs say that they have the right to mandate their own deployments. But there is more gravitas if it comes from the AU. So the AU should be the lead in synergizing, coordinating the efforts among the respective regions in developing harmonized programs.